Welcome back, and this time it's for Focus Africa today. Now we turn to a tragic story out of Ghana. A stampede during a military recruitment exercise has left at least 6 people dead and many injured. Now, the Ghana Armed Forces has confirmed the deaths occurred at the El-Wak Sports Stadium in Accra, with chaos erupting early in the morning as thousands surged for the recruitment gates. In the wake of the tragedy, GAF suspended the exercise and launched an investigation into what went wrong.
And joining us to unpack this is Prince Duah. I hope I got that correct. A peace and conflict researcher. Good morning, Prince, and thank you for joining us.
Good morning. And the name is Sia.
Awesome.
It means tree.
Okay, so I say Prince Tree then. So Prince, let's talk about this. This was a tragic, incident, very terrible. Can you tell me how you interpret this? But let's talk about it in the context of, youth unemployment in Ghana. Is this simply a tragic accident, or is a symptom of, deeper economic frustration and, more than meet the eye?
Thank you very much for having me. Let me begin just for extending my condolences of this deeply distressing event. What this whole thing is a profound moment of sorrow. This is the deeper structure and labor aspects of Ghana. There is about 39% unemployment among the youth. So it wasn't surprising that some 60,000 people registered for this enlistment. So yes, it's tragic. It was indeed a tragic event, but it also speaks to a wider issue of unemployment, systemic structure, by stress, and not just Ghana, but also the rest of the continent.
Well, okay. Prince, your audio was a bit bad, but...
Prince, do stay on. What we're going to try and do is rectify this issue because we have to have this conversation. Let's take a quick break while we rectify this issue. Perhaps maybe it's something to do with our connection or yours. Let's go on a quick break and see if we can correct that, please. Do bear with us.
You see what I tell people see?
Remove this is off.
But that's what I was using to read.
That's what she was using to read. This is what you wanted to look at.
No, I wasn't. No.
She couldn't have because she was reading.
I was reading now. Except it's the see, this is where I was. I was reading now. See.
The thing is not facing you.
Yeah, that's what it is. But listen. The guy, he should reconnect. Or we can do without his video. I think if we... So let's just start with him and then we cut out the video. All right, please say something again, Prince.
Hello, I'm still with you.
Fantastic, it's better now. This is fantastic. Sorry about
that. So Prince,
that.
I'm going to just rephrase the question, just make it short so you can just repeat yourself because, We
didn't hear much. We didn't hear anything, actually.
Okay. I began by
wait, we haven't come back on. We will come on the air.
We'll be back in a minute.
She'll launch you once we come back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's okay if the video goes up, that's fine.
No problem.
Can you, my friend, this thing? Because if
that camera is confusing them and it's also confusing you. Keep going. Ooh. Aha, see, it's not even... It's not even on you, sir. You see? I like that you took things into your own hand.
I said it's myself.
I said it as...
Welcome back, and we're talking about Ghana and the military, the Air Force recruitment, and then there was a stampede that resulted in a tragic death. And of course, we're joined by Prince. Prince, if you can hear me, thank you again and good morning for joining us. And I was asking you that if you can interpret this tragic incident that happened, but in the context of unemployment in Ghana, would you say that it was just an accident or it's something that is more than met the eye?
It was a product of both. It was a tragic incident that could have been avoided. It was avoidable. But Ghana has over 39% of youth unemployment. So it was surprising that such a mammoth number turned out for the enlistment even in Accra. Remember, there is a figure of 60,000 people on the country. And in the case of El-Wak, we had about 21,000 people. So that's quite huge. And it speaks to how frustrated the system is. So for me, it's
Prince, my apologies once again. Can you turn off your video? Maybe we'll have better connection with just your audio. If you do not mind, you can go ahead and turn off the video, and we'll manage without it, so we can get clearer communication when it comes to audio. Have you done that now? Thank you very much. Now let's try again. Please go ahead.
Yes, I've done that.
Much better, thank you.
While it's a profound sorrow, it also exposes the deeper structural and systemic stress within Ghana's labor market. With youth unemployment hovering around 39, it is unsurprising that such an overwhelming number of people converge at the military enlistment exercise. Reports indicated that more than 60,000 applicants across the country had purchased recruitment forms, an extraordinary figure that underscores not only the desperation among unemployed youth, but also it speaks to a wider economic marginalization among the youth across the continent. Yeah, so I would say it's both.
Okay, Prince. You said, report says over 60,000 people. And I want to believe that the Air Force would have also put out there, or they should have a certain amount of people that we're expecting. Now, if they got 60,000 people to register to want to join the Air Force, don't you think that there was an issue in planning? Because if they had adequate planning for the 60,000 people, then this shouldn't have happened. So would you say this happened because of inadequate planning?
Negligence.
That's correct. With respect to the military, describing the tragedy as an unexpected surge is both misleading and dismissive, particularly when, as you say, they saw the forms. People got them. In fact, I'm told that they actually sent text messages to invite them. So to say that the surge was unexpected was quite problematic. Public accounts also indicate that many arrived as early as 2 to 4 a.m., only for the gates to be opened much later. This delay created mounting pressure on those buyers, which are classic conditions for crash dynamics. These are not spontaneous occurrences, but textbook indicators of organizational failure rather than individual discipline, as has been suggested. So in direct response to your question, the evidence points clearly to systemic planning deficiency and recruitment model fundamentally out of step with the realities of demand. The armed forces approach really failed to anticipate the predictable consequence of large-scale unemployment and mass enthusiasm for scarce opportunities. What occurred at El-Wak was therefore an unexpected surge, which has been described as unexpected, was and not foreseeable, was wrong. It is not true. It's just they failed the people. That's how I could put it. So describing it as unexpected is very problematic. It was poorly coordinated, and we failed the people. That's all.
Okay, Prince. Mazino, do you want to say
Oh,
something?
no, go ahead, please.
I think my other question now would be, we're talking about unemployment in Ghana, and you mentioned, them, selling the forms and sending text messages. If they had over 60,000 or let's say 50,000 job vacancies, I don't think there were going to be a surge. My question now would be, how do you think they can manage or curb this? Because this is also going to affect some people who may not make it, because I don't know if they have 60,000 available slots in the armed forces for everybody who made it there. I'm sure that some people will pass the exams or fail the exams or whatever training. How do you think this will affect the youth in Ghana as to, I tried this time, I was stampeded upon, I went from morning till night and still I didn't get the job. What do you think the trust now will be in Ghana when this happened?
Well, first of all, it's a very good question you asked about whether or not they had 60,000 vacancies available. I don't know whether it's also a venture to make money for the military. I do not know. But the youth, I should think that in the short to medium term, the incident is very likely to erode trust between young people and the Ghana forces. That's certain. There is simply no justification for a job-seeking exercise to result in loss of lives. The only fault of the victims apparently was to go out look for work. We live in a place where the youth are often mobilized for all the bad things, violence, and so on. And in some section of the media, the youth are also branded as lazy. So here in this case, we have active youth going all out to look for a job, only to meet their death. It's very, very, very pathetic. So I think such an outcome will inevitably breed some disillusionment, particularly among the generation already burdened by unemployment and economic frustration. Mm-hmm. Again, the growing public demand for accountability and institutional responsibility further would compound the reputational strain on the Ghana armed forces. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, but I'm wondering,
in the long term, this trust can be gradually rebuilt, given the continued relevance of the military as an employer and the persistent need for job among the youth.
It's good to see that you have plenty of hope when it comes to the Ghana Air Force and the military generally. I can hear that in your voice. However, how many jobs were out? How many opportunities were open for this instance? Do you know how many?
I do not know, but as I said earlier, they had sold 60,000 forms in El-Wak Stadium.
Because I asked
a stadium with a capacity of 10,000, they were expecting 21,000 people to be there. So as to whether they have these jobs, I do not know.
So you can see, even Queen here in the studio is very, very surprised that you have a stadium of 10,000 people, and then you're expecting 21,000 people.
21,000.
60,000.
60,000? No, you're
expecting 21,000.
21,000, and then you got 60,000 people show up. So planning right from the get-go was off. Yeah. There's no indication of how many spaces were even available for these jobs is another thing. And I'm wondering whether this is just this is a problem that is that's a military problem alone, or whether other sectors actually see this happen. Judging or going by the unemployment rate in Ghana, would you say that this is something that every sector experiences when there are calls for opportunities or jobs out there? Is there such a big flux of people to these vicinities or these opportunities? Let's put it so.
Well, to the best of my knowledge, it's always the same.
Always the same.
This is a compensation because of the unfortunate incident that happened. Otherwise, that's what they do all the time.
Okay. So it's a symptom then. It's not the problem.
Yes.
And the symptom is unemployment. So what's the Ghanaian government doing about unemployment currently, using this as a billboard for what might be when you have such a situation in your economy?
Unfortunately, I am unable to speak to government plans. Politics in Ghana is still very divisive and
you had an advice.
Quite unrewarding.
If you had an advice for the stakeholders, what would this be to create jobs for Ghanaian youth?
Well, it's one thing to create jobs, but it's also one thing to pay them.
Ah.
So It's everything about job creation has to do with the availability of funds. We do have the money. I should think that there is money, but the problem is the management. So I don't know. Every government says, "Oh, I'm doing this for the youth. I am creating jobs." Yes, there are so many jobs when you check online, but where are the jobs? The massive numbers that we saw is a testament to the fact that the jobs are not there. But every single government, with no exception, claims to be creating jobs for the people. There are also other avenues for them to go into private sector, but I'm not too sure how much help is available to such initiatives.
Well, Prince Duah, we want to say thank you very much for joining us to have this conversation on the situation in Ghana with regards to the military recruitment that saw 6 people meet their untimely end. Thank you very much for taking out time to be with us today on Breakfast Extra.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome.
Thank you.